He know I'm pretty, but I'm cold-hearted. So bitch, do not get me started. Cause then I'ma make you a target. If it's smoke, then hope the spark it. Hey, I still love my nigga from time to time. I just be fucking up. Babe, if you can hear me, I love you in the way you suck it up.
Watermelon Wave, and this is Alani Nu. They're not sponsoring us, but hell, whatever. It's okay right now. Maybe y'all see this and sponsor us, Alani Nu.
Okay.
But if y'all need a little energy and zero sugar, these. But my favorite are the selfies ones. They taste better. These taste like a little, you know, when it ain't got no sugar.
I'm an old school girl. I just like Red Bull.
I like Red Bull, but Red Bull really be making me feel like my heart gonna explode.
See, I said that too. I don't ever feel like that. I don't know if I'm like accustomed to it or what. Because I remember like at Camtech, like being up so early in the morning. I would drink those in the morning sometimes just to like get me through. And yeah, it didn't really bother me. See, I be careful with coffee because my stomach be hurting. I'm not that girl.
I just drink my coffee in the morning, and then I know I'm going home for my lunch break, so my body is trained now that around 12:30, it'd be like, all right, let's go to the bathroom. So, but anyways, hey y'all.
Hey girl.
Welcome back to another week of Black Bougie and Bout It,
where you get real, raw, and rich combos. Yeah, we gotta work on a little intro.
Look, we getting better though, and y'all are growing with us because as I check the interwebs, it's constantly. So maybe a sponsorship is coming soon. I'm putting that out there. You know, hit us up
by next year at least.
I think we could get one honestly by the end of the year. All these little ugly t-shirt. Let me not say ugly t-shirt because y'all might be sponsored. All these t-shirt brands and clothing brands in the city, and y'all know y'all need to send us a little something.
They said how I get in it.
I'm just saying.
How's your week been going?
It's actually been pretty decent. I was telling Jessica that I met this fine, and if you follow me on Instagram, I talked about this already. This fine man. Oh my God, y'all ever seen it? And he was one of them older. And I've been praying for. I wanted to meet an older man, like, you know, somebody in their 40s or something, just to experience it. You know, I want to just see what the girls is talking about because, you know, the interwebs, the TikTok girlies, they be like, it's the older men. That's where it's at. Yeah, but them older men, let me tell you. This man got 9 kids, and I'm sorry, sir, if you see this, because it's nothing wrong with that, but damn,
he's an unmarried 9 kids.
Well, he was married at some point. He told me,
but he has how many baby mamas? So that's what I'm saying.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
I don't think this gonna be the one.
I mean, I don't want him to be the one.
Not like, the one. I'm saying like when we talk about like the older men.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, told Jessica, I think I might entertain him for the experience of it all and the stories. I can come back and update you, the girls and the guys, about it. But yeah, he's not gonna be my husband, and I'm not taking him like seriously because I don't even see me
at 9 kids. No,
I know that man got kids my age. He said his youngest is 5. He's 45. I know you got a son. Matter of fact, I should ask him. Do you have a son? But he was so fine, y'all. Oh my goodness. Woo! But yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't really been up to much. Like, my mom spent the night again with me Monday Sunday night because our car is in the shop. So that was interesting. It's always interesting. But
your mama spend the night.
Yeah, because it's like you be scared to go pee in your own damn house. It's like because I be like don't want to wake her up, and you know I don't want to make too much noise, and then it's like you know I got to share my TV. And you know, but we ended up watching what I wanted to watch anyway. So yeah, other than that, I've been pretty good. I mean, just taking it day by day.
I mean, I could say the same thing. Just taking it day by day, just staying positive.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to stay on track with stuff. Trying to keep going, child. Stay the course.
Yes.
Let's get
walking
into
my
it.
purpose.
Walking your purpose.
But y'all been wilding, but that's nothing new. It's always crazy times and crazy things going on, and
it ain't been a whole lot of crazy going on. I feel like nothing crazy that we should be worried about.
No. And even this situation that we about to talk about, to me, I'm only talking about this because I think there's a lot of points and lessons beyond the main point. So that's the only reason why we talking about this, because honestly, I don't even want to give our queen no negative, there's enough press. I can't even Google homegirl name without this being the first thing that pop up, and she ain't never been in no mess in all 50 years of her career.
Well, she has. We're talking about Nia Long. Yeah. She has been in mess, because you remember when she was on Empire, there was like a lot of rumors that she was a bitch, and like,
remember that?
Yeah, there've always been stuff like that. Like, she wasn't that easy to work with and stuff like that. But I mean, a few people confirmed that. Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
But
I've always been a big fan. Like, I mean,
we always a fan.
And Nia Long is like, she's one of those women for me, like, who's always like shown people that like brown skin and dark skin black women are beautiful, because like, especially like when growing up and her being in all those TV shows and movies in like the 90s, you didn't see honestly like a lot of chocolate or dark skin, brown skin women in a lot of stuff. And for her to like, she had a long run. I mean, there's almost everything that came out in the 90s had Nia Long.
Oh yeah, always. So I love Nia Long. She's so pretty. She's such a like timeless beauty too. And besides like the stuff I was just saying, like when people said little things about her, you never really hear anything about her at all. So this whole story is kind of like
heartbreaking. Only heartbreaking because it's like
it's heartbreaking. I know that sound bad. I'm like,
not heartbreaking like but like it's like damn, like there's certain things that happen and it's just like damn,
water is wet.
I mean, it is, but sometimes you want to keep hope alive. Because I don't want to be like the women that's out here that's like, oh, niggas cheat, so you might as well just get ready.
I mean, I don't think you had to feel like that, but like when you hear about other people, you be like, well, especially these people who, I mean, not that men have to have money to cheat, because obviously we know that's not the case.
Look.
But like these men that be having money and like access and some kind of title, for damn sure a lot of them not doing what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
So,
But if y'all have not heard, which you must be living under a rock, because I mean, this is all people have been talking about. I mean, still up till today, it's stuff still coming out. Nia Long's fiance, and excuse me if I say this name wrong, but I'm gonna try my best. Ime Udoka, who was the head coach of the Boston Celtics, the NBA team.
Yeah,
he was basically caught having an affair with a coworker, somebody else who worked for the team, and he got suspended for a year, which I think is valid. I know a lot of people online, specifically like Stephen A. Smith, he did a whole rant on his show about how this is, this black and white thing, and they're only doing this because he's a black man, and that's why he got suspended a whole year, and they're not da-da-da. And to me, I think he got suspended for a whole year because he was doing something with his coworker, who I think I read somewhere is also married to somebody else who works for the team.
Yeah. He probably like pissed somebody off.
Yeah, so it's like when you do stuff in close quarters like that, they gotta sit you down for a year, because this is an HR thing. This is they now have to investigate this, because they don't know if you preyed on this girl. They don't know if she preyed on you. They don't know the full, extent of the situation. They just know you and your coworker had something going on.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely grown, so I don't think there's no like crazy sus things going on, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know the full story.
It seems like they were just having an affair.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It don't sound like anything bad. It just seemed like they was fucking around.
Yeah, no, I think that's what was going on, because homegirl, I heard this is what the blog
the inner
was saying that homegirl, the girl who it was, is the person who was over here scheduling, and the person who traveled with them, and all of that. And
which, if that's the case, it's easy for people to like do that when you're away from your wife. She away from her husband, and y'all in close quarters together all the time. Not saying that it's right. I'm just saying it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't. Do you really think it's a black and white thing, like how Stephen A. Smith was saying?
I don't think that it's a black and white thing. Like, do I feel like they call out black folks like on things, or they hold us to a certain standard more than they do white people? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in his case, because okay, think about like Bill Cosby, and then think about how some of those white men, like in Congress or whatever, how they said they have a whole list of girls when they're interns, and they have on the list whether the girls actually put out and things like that. that's going on this very second.
Yeah.
But they'll like crucify who they want to, and usually it's really bad when it's black men. I do feel like that plays a part in it. I always feel like certain things like race has a certain hand in it. He's one of the only like black coaches for real.
Yeah,
too.
one of the only black.
So
I
think
black head coaches in the NBA.
You don't know if they like didn't necessarily like him and they used this as an excuse to get him out or something. You know, now I'm not saying it excuses his behavior, because obviously, you know, wrong is wrong, and I think he deserves to be suspended. But I do think that things like that play a part in it. I can't be ignorant and say that it don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. For me, I don't. Like I said, I think like the magnitude, like the suspension for a whole year, was on the people involved. That's why they had to make it a whole year.
Yeah, she's involved too. Yeah,
because I think if it was like some random girl, I don't think they would have suspended him. Because I mean, you know, hell, Tristan Thompson get caught cheating every other week, and he still play games. But I think it's, you know, like I said, because it's a coworker, it's so close to home. It's an internal thing.
Maybe they was trying to make an example. Yeah, but consequences this year.
Well, we don't know, because we still don't. Woman, they haven't revealed her identity.
Yes, they did. I saw a picture of her.
They said that's not that girl. It's not her.
Oh,
when the news first came out, the internet just picked the first, because she's the lady that picture, because you talking about that pretty light skinned lady. Everybody, she's like one of the only black women who work for the Celtics, and that's why that was like the first. But apparently that's not her. It's not her. Okay. It was somebody else.
She probably white, huh?
Who knows?
See?
But the actual identity of the lady, it's not that lady, because I thought it was that lady too until I did my research and stuff, and they said it's not her. That you know, that was the internet who picked her.
I mean, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad for Ime or whatever Ime. You know. And honestly, for all the people online like saying, "Oh my gosh, she cheated on Nia Long, that's not right." I'm like, how many times do we have to see that these men be with these gorgeous, you know, women, powerful, successful women, and they still go cheat? It ain't about that. You know, and they gonna cheat if you want to cheat. That's really what it boils down to.
I feel like now this one of the times where I agree with Steve Harvey, because you know he be saying a lot of like old school stuff, but he always says that like on his show when he talk about relationships, he was like, the only thing that make men stay at home is if a man want to stay at home. Because at the end of the day, like, you can't really make them do anything. Like, you could be pretty, you could be cooking and cleaning and be a million bedelia. And, like, if he want to do that, he's going to do that. Or say if y'all got married early and he feel like he didn't really get everything out of his system, or if y'all going through a rough patch and he decide he want to date with somebody else, or he at work with his work wife all the time, or whatever.
And
like,
a lot of people cheat with their coworkers because that's who they spend the majority of their time with. And when you spend, and this is not me condoning it or saying, okay, you know, whatever, but when you spend 8.5, 9 hours, 10 hours with somebody, and that's every day, every week, you build friendships, you build relationships, you build, because you're spending more time with these people than you are with your own family. So that's how a lot of times these people get these workplace relationships and affairs and all of that, because hell, you're around these people all the damn time.
Of course, yeah. I mean,
but
it makes sense. I just think I think as women we have to like release thinking that we can keep somebody that doesn't want to be kept, because you know you can't make anybody do anything. And also we have to stop feeling like it's our fault that he left, because really a lot of times, I mean, it depends. It's circumstantial. It's no rhyme or reason why people do it. It could be because our relationship bad, or it could just be because he that kind of a nigga.
Yeah.
But
some niggas ain't monogamous niggas.
Yeah. So we have to stop making it our fault.
Yeah.
And
I agree. Yeah. And I mean, I hope, which I don't know Miss Long, but I hope that she's not taking this in a way of like, what's wrong with me? I don't think she is, because I mean, she know who she is.
She seemed like a pretty strong woman. And then also, I know they've been engaged. See, for a long time,
she doesn't want to get married.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I was like, why be engaged then if you don't want to be married? Y'all can just like be together. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe because he might want to get married, so she might have said, let me, get engaged.
But they've been engaged for a while.
Like 7 years, I think.
If I remember people saying that they were kind of like on the rocks before too,
because I think he wants to be married.
Yeah. So it could be like something that she not totally surprised by, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
I think the world is more bothered than she is.
Yeah. She hasn't said anything, has she?
I think they came out, her team or her people came out with a statement, and she said, you know, I'm gonna focus on my kids and my work and all of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, of course.
Shout out to you, Queen Nia. Keep, you know, being who you are. I'm excited to see what is the Best Men last chapter on Peacock. I think that's supposed to come out on Christmas or around Christmas. So I'm excited to see that.
Gonna be good.
And it's a TV show, so it's like a limited series. So I'm excited to see.
I hope it's not corny. I don't think it will be, but you know, when I hear TV show, I don't know what we're gonna get.
And also, I wonder what the length of the show is gonna be. You know, because sometimes I don't personally like 30-minute.
I don't. I was just about to say that.
Hate 30-minute shows.
I hate 30-minute shows.
I love Insecure and I love Issa Rae, but she used to kill me with that shit.
Yeah,
she used to.
I hate 30-minute shows, and then sometimes even in her shows, I feel like we didn't like learn anything or like
we didn't get to the meat. Yeah, you know?
And it could be because now we've become so accustomed to long shows and like binge watching stuff that like 30 minutes just felt like, okay, bitch, that was a commercial.
Right. I was like, it's over with.
What else? Yeah. But I hopefully it's not though.
I think it's gonna be good because I mean they've done good so far, and I mean I love Regina Hall, I love Terrence Howard, and I love Morris Chestnut and Taye Diggs, and just them together. Like,
let's talk about Taye Diggs and April's relationship.
I'm here for it.
I love their relationship.
I am here for it.
Now, that's somebody or people like them are people who would probably be together forever. Because they seem like, as we don't know, they seem like they genuinely enjoy each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I make him do anything and he doesn't make her do anything. He not trying to like rule her,
and it looks
she not trying to rule him.
They give each other the space to truly
like it,
be who they are. It's like April can be whatever the hell she got going on, and Taye can be his. Like, did you see that video where when he was with April's daughter and he was like dressed up? Like, I was like, oh, that's so cute. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, Marion would never do that. Like, and that's not me trying to. I don't know that man personally. I really don't. But I just, something in my spirit told me, you ain't gonna catch Omarion and dress up with a scarf and a hat and a purse and, the voice and like all of that.
It's like the silly just works. And honestly, let's talk about this. He used to get on my nerves because when he was married to the Frozen lady, which I like her, but when he was married to her, I didn't like him.
He gave Uncle Tom.
He gave Uncle Tom vibes.
But I think that's because he did like Broadway and stuff.
Is this a publicity stunt?
No, because who is April?
No, but it's just the fact that
he like black women.
Yeah, and like
I don't think so.
Kind of raises her profile.
We still don't care about April. No offense to you, sis, but it's like
like we see her more often now. We might like the picture a little bit more often. Anyway, I do. I don't know, but I do. I like them together. This better not be fake.
I don't think it is. And the only reason why I say that is because
it doesn't feel like
he has nothing to gain
by dating her.
No offense, but she's nobody. Like she's Omar. Like we know her as Omarion's baby mama.
Like, I mean, the only thing he would have to gain is like his fans are mostly black folks, and black folks think he's funny acting.
We know they thought he was gay. Hell, so they really don't. I mean,
exactly.
But we still rocking with him. We working with Mark because Mark rocking with us.
But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. The only thing he would have to gain is like public perception. Because you remember he had that whole interview where he said he didn't want his son to identify as mixed. He wanted him to like identify as biracial and like black and half white and like acknowledge both parts of him. It's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just the way he did stuff. It just came across as corny as fuck. Yeah. But that is very cute. I like them together. Let's keep that going.
Yeah, I wish y'all peace and
We
blessings.
need to see more of that, honestly. Yeah. Just
maybe it'll rub off on Omarion because him and his book and all this other shit, don't nobody care. Nobody.
Child.
Anywho.
Speaking of stuff, TV series and everything, of course, everybody knows that this whole like weekend, like this past week has been inundated with new releases. Oh, well, not just Dahmer, but just like new releases, new shows.
Actually, September for TV and movies to me has been like,
it's been pretty big.
One of the month, like we haven't had good TV and good movies coming out like this in a while time.
Yeah,
like maybe mid
to make
pandemic.
People look forward to, at least for me, because I don't watch. I don't know. Anyways, but let's talk about Jeffrey Dahmer first, because I feel like this will be the longest, and everybody has an opinion about it.
I actually haven't heard people in the podcast world talking about this a lot, so maybe by the time we drop this, they might have. But y'all know, that's all I do is listen to podcasts and just, and I haven't heard people talking about this, so I'm just interested to see if people are going to talk about this, and then y'all response to us talking about it, because I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it.
What did you think of it?
Where did I start? Okay. So,
spoiler alert if you haven't watched it.
Spoiler alert if you haven't. I guess I'll lead one with I was heartbroken, like, because the major thing was he was killing.
This is a real person.
Yeah, these are real people, real Black people, real people of color that he preyed on, and ultimately murdered, dismembered, ate, and all this fucked up stuff, right? But the way they told his story, and I know this might be unpopular opinion, a part of me feels bad for him because of the way he was brought up, being in a broken home. I mean, his parents really didn't seem like they really could give a rat's ass about, what he was doing, where he was at. I mean, his whole childhood. I mean, his mom had postpartum, and she didn't really they didn't understand that because of the times. And then his dad was.
It seemed like she was dealing with some other things too.
Yeah, she was just, it was
she seemed touched even after.
Well, I think it was the meds. She was, when you pregnant, and then the guy was saying she was on 22 different pills. That's a lot, and her husband, he was just ass. I mean, that's all I can really think. I mean, he just was an asshole.
He was. He wasn't understanding at all.
He didn't give a flying fuck, about that lady having them babies and taking care of his kids and all of that. So a part of me did feel bad for, like, I guess, little Jeffrey Dahmer. And, like, I could see how, like I said, a part, but it's still fuck Jeffrey Dahmer, because he did that fucked up shit, and he was very much so aware of everything that he was doing, and there wasn't really, like, he wasn't insane. He's not crazy. He was not crazy because he's dead. Yeah. But I will say, on a positive note, Niecy Nash. Niecy Nash, I've always loved her since she was on Clean House. I don't know if y'all remember that show from back in the day, where she used to go in to people's houses and literally clean their shit up and, like, give it a little makeover and a face.
She going there tell them that shit was dirty.
You are dirty. Like, she would straight up and be like, you can't be living like this. Like,
I loved her ever since, like, sitcoms where she was always like somebody's sister's auntie, or like on the Bernie Mac show how she was his sister. And I love her. She did so good. I think, first of all, the first episode was so, like, intense for me because it just had my anxiety so high. And I'm pretty sure they did that, like, for a reason, obviously, to kind of, like, get you in the mood of, like, what it was like when it was happening to them, and, like, just understand, like, what he was doing and everything. But that was so intense to me. Like,
it was the Tony episode, with the deaf guy. That's what pushed me over. That pushed me over.
So sad. And then, specifically on the first episode, what was, like, certain things were, like, going through my mind. First of all, he had just cut somebody's ass up before he went to the club. Yeah. So we don't know if that was actually like that for real. You know what I'm saying? That could have been for dramatic effect, whatever. But the way that they were saying his apartment smelled, it's no way.
Right.
That he didn't stink.
Right.
Like, it's no way that, like, his clothes didn't stink. Like, his whole body didn't stink. So, like, that's one thing. It's like, how the fuck were you even, like, pulling people at the club? Or I guess maybe it was the drugs, baby, because it ain't no way, like, I would have gone home with him. You know what I'm saying?
And hell, if it was that funky, by the time I hit the fucking door, I wouldn't even made it in. Cause you would smell that shit in the hallway.
Yeah, and the way that she was saying she could smell it in her apartment, like it was in the next room. She literally said that on one of the episodes. That means when he got to his door and when he opened the door, it must have like
smacked your ass in the face.
So the fact that people even like got
walked in there,
like that's. That right there. And then, okay, when he handed the guy the cup on the first episode, and the guy was like, what's in this cup?
No, homeboy wasn't. He said I wasn't gonna die that day. He was not playing.
What the fuck is this? He was like, oh, that's dish soap. My mama was like, so you gonna drink the dish soap then? Like, I would not have drunk that. Like,
I saw a tweet. Somebody said he slow danced his ass out of getting murdered.
No, but really, like he was trying to survive. I don't even know how he like kissed on him or whatever when he was in there, because I know that smell had to have been. Then he had blood on that mattress. When they was looking in that fish aquarium and that motherfucker put that handcuff on him, I was done. I was so done.
It was just so much.
I was just like, oh my God. Like, and honestly, he would have had to just fight me right then. We would have tore that bitch up.
Now, what did make sense
to
me?
Way. It is no way.
And I don't know if all of
this
is true or if they threw some of that.
It's no way. Oh my God.
For dramatic effect, but the episode with the 14-year-old boy that he murdered.
Who
brother had already been to Jeffrey Dahmer's shit and got drugged and came back, went to jail for the molestation. What did not make sense to me, and I am not saying if this is a true story.
It is true.
Okay. Why the fuck did that little boy go over there?
Now,
like, that's the point. I'm not, and God bless the dead. I swear. But some don't. Why the fuck, if your brother got fucking raped and molested by this nigga, why the fuck would you see the nigga know who? Because he said, I know who you are.
And what killed me is Jeffrey Dahmer didn't even know who the fuck he was.
And Jeffrey Dahmer asked him, well, why are you here then?
He said, well, if I'm such a bad guy, then why are you here? See, and
that's the only shit that had me like.
That's my thing. At that time, he probably killed his ass for old and new. He probably killed him for the fact that his brother sent him to jail, and then he probably killed him because he almost got his ass caught. And because I was, y'all know I be Googling. I was Googling while I was watching, and that boy is probably one of the like most gruesome people, like one of the most gruesome murders, because he actually like he said he drilled a hole in his head.
Yeah, he gave him a
so by the time he got to him, he had already drilled a hole in his head and poured acid in it. And then by the time when he killed him, he did another one, and he also like dismembered him so bad they found like all his body, where for some of the people they found like their whole so like that
just didn't make sense.
That part right there was really bad. But this is the thing, just like how Jesse Jackson and them, they were saying how he went preying on people. Same way with that boy, because the boy was like, well, you said you would give me $100 and my family needs the money. So I feel like he was in places where people were just desperate.
In need,
you know what I'm saying? Like he knew what he was doing. And I just feel bad that he did that, because even if he didn't kill him, or like because he didn't kill his brother, like I don't know how he would justify doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how.
To me, it's almost like, and again, God bless the dead. Yeah, that was a child, and right. I still can't imagine.
But I don't know how he did it.
But if my brother had been molested by this nigga, I don't give a fuck how broke my family was.
Really, I think he tried to kill his brother, but I think his brother got away.
So that's the thing. Yeah. That's the lapse of judgment with that particular one. I was just a little bit like, come on,
like whoa, yeah. Come on now. This is probably one of the like biggest examples of white privilege I probably ever seen in my life. Like, if this movie don't stand out to you as like how white people can do whatever the fuck
specifically
they want,
white men,
yeah. But they can do literally almost whatever they want. Like, for example, when after he killed the first boy, when he was still in high school, he driving around drunk. I don't know what the legal drinking age was at that time, but I think he was 18. He was drunk. He had the body in the backseat of the car, and he told them that it was lawn clippings. The man said, "Oh, you got a long life ahead of you. I don't want you to ruin your life." But what if he had killed another person on the road just being a drunk driver?
Judge, when he went to fucking jail for the fucking rape, the judge sat there in front of the fucking family of the fucking kid, and told Jeffrey, "You remind me of my son, and I believe everybody deserves a second chance."
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give
was like, my nephew's an alcoholic, and he actually has a successful car wash now.
Like, nigga, he's a rapist.
Wow,
he's a rapist.
Not only that, the way he acted with the father when he was like, "Oh, actually, I can't understand what you're saying."
You ain't got no, that broke my heart.
These wicked. They wicked. They wicked and evil. I'm sorry. And these people are the ones that's still in offices now. Like, them motherfuckers that took that boy back up there, they actually gave them a promotion.
Policeman of the year award shit.
Like, yeah, they got like promoted to captain and shit. They ain't suffer any consequences, because even when they were on leave, they got paid leave. Child.
That whole like that shit just like
terrible
is wild.
Terrible.
Even down to the lady, Glenda Cleveland, Niecy Nash's character. To even the scene where she was when Jesse came to the hotel and he was talking to her and she said, "You know, the police ain't even got my statement." Was this man neighbor while he was murdering people, and the police didn't even give a fuck enough
to get her
fucking statement. Ask her about anything, and she had been calling them for months.
They knew they were wrong. Woo! That is because they knew that they were wrong. And even with them like arresting the daughter, it's like now they making trouble with her because she making them look bad because you ain't do your goddamn job. Or even like the police calling the Asian boy's parents, and like the dad keep answering the phone, and it's the motherfuckers who led his son back up there. Like, these people,
no remorse.
Crazy. I'm telling you, whatever you get from this podcast.
Look,
them folks crazy. So you keep trying to like act like they're your friends all the time if you want to. That's them folks' parents who be doing that shit. Because that was in what, 93, 91?
Yeah, 91.
Oh, okay.
92.
Yeah.
And even like down to
I'm good.
Dad. Okay, because let's unpack
his dad was in denial.
His dad is crazy as fuck. Because I don't know if everybody paid attention to it, but he wouldn't even let himself process emotions. When in that scene where they told him all the shit his son did, and he started crying, and he was like, like, people like that crazier than a motherfucker. Because why? Just cry. Let that shit. Your son is a serial killer. If you ain't got the time, if that's not the time to fucking let that shit out, let that shit out. And he enabled him. He was such an enabler the whole entire
That's the right word.
The whole entire
That's
fucking
the right word.
Up until when he fucking even got killed. It was like his dad it didn't click that his son was just fucking crazy as hell.
Yeah.
It's like he was like, "I still have faith in you. I still believe you can change." And it's like, no, that's who he is.
I mean, even when he molested the boy, the dad was like, "So are you gay?" I mean, we have to ask that question now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, he's not gay. He's a child molester.
When he got arrested at the fair because he was masturbating or whatever outside, the dad was like, "Why the fuck were you, outside?" He was like, "Oh, I was peeing outside. I didn't think anybody could see me." It's like, were these things like people was believing this? I ain't gonna lie. Now I did kind of like the grandma. She was kind of funny.
Look, but even the grandma really wasn't. She was with the shits, but she wasn't with the shits.
The grandma was scared of his ass.
Yeah, I think she was. I think she knew that motherfucker was on the edge.
I think he was probably very intimidating to her. Yeah. And he probably was giving her some of the mean ass looks too, because she was interrupting his little.
That's why she would just tell the daddy every time he got crazy.
Yeah,
and she be like, "I'm gonna tell your father."
But it ain't no way you laying in your bed and you hearing like
she smelled the shit.
Exactly. But I wonder, did people not? Because you should be able to identify like what that is.
Rotting decay in the body.
Yeah, like even if you never smelled it before and you don't know, something is fucked up. So like for her to have never gone down there, or like when she told the dad and then the dad, smelled it or whatever, like it's just, I don't know. It just seemed like nobody was really trying to say like, oh, this motherfucker is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like nobody wanted to admit that. Like, even when his wife asked him, because the dad was like,
I don't like that lady. She was,
that's Molly Ringwald.
I mean, I like her, but I don't like the character.
The wife,
because she was very aloof. And I don't like women like that.
She seemed like she had a lot to say, but she didn't say nothing.
Yeah, it was like she knew. It was like she wanted to be like, your son is a fucked up motherfucker, but she was like scared herself to say it or something. Or she didn't. It's like she didn't want to overstep because it wasn't her child or whatever the case.
She was trying to stay out of it or something. Yeah, and I mean, to that regard, hell, she should have probably just went on and left the daddy. Right. You know, it
was just so much.
I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like I couldn't. The only time she really held him accountable was or rather in the show, was when the dad was talking about how the mom had left him there for those months. And, you know,
she said, "Where were you?"
She said, "What the fuck?"
But she even then, it's like when he looked at her, the way he looked at her, she gathered herself. She was like, "Oops, I said too much. I didn't say it too much."
What the hell you said? That's what I like it. Y'all, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a very, very good series. I'm actually surprised a lot of people have never heard about him, because I be seeing a lot of people online saying they never heard about him.
I definitely heard. I knew that there was a white man at some point in time eating black people. That's what I knew. Now I didn't know like the ins and outs and like it was men only and that he was gay. And okay, let's talk about that for a minute. Because I definitely think a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer's like aggression and all of that was rooted in him being a homosexual man and not feeling comfortable enough to come out to say that. I think part of that was that as well, because like even the way that he picked up his victims, from the people that are part of the LGBTQ community that I've talked to, that's very common for gay men to like meet a nigga at the bar or meet a nigga at the club and go back to their house. But like apparently that's just because of the stigma, I guess, of being gay and worried about your safety and things like that. So it's not uncommon for them to, you know, just kind of move faster than I guess a heterosexual relationship would.
I mean, to that, I feel like here's my takeaways with this. Be fucking careful. Yeah. Okay. Have something on you. Yeah. This made me want to take some little martial arts classes or something. Because if a motherfucker had you hemmed up in a locked apartment and you got to fight your way out of there, you need to know what you need to do. Yeah. Okay. Like, that's my takeaways. Hold yourself accountable. And like, I know that sometimes like that's the things that people do, and that's what everyone does. Take care of yourself. Yeah. Because ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. You trying to be safe. And out here, especially when you black, when you brown, or whatever the case, they don't give a fuck. So when you're missing, nobody's looking for you hardly. Nobody's trying to figure out what happened to you. Just like those folks. Nobody's out looking for them for real, but they family. Yeah. Like, had they not found him, had that first guy, the first episode, had he not got away, he would have probably still been killing folks. Because apparently you just need to have a damn sign on your head that says, I be killing niggas. Yeah. For the police to pick you up. Yeah. So like people gonna have to start,
because even when the police found him, they would pull their guns out on him. Now I don't know if that was like real life, but I probably was. But like, they didn't even, if I see a half naked nigga crouching behind something, my first instinct ain't to pull my gun. It's gonna be like, what's wrong? What is going on? Yeah. Because you're out here in the middle of the fucking night, butt booty ass or half naked.
But when you racist, they probably thinking maybe he got away from the cops, because why he got handcuffs on? That's why they said, why you got handcuffs on? But even when they went to his apartment, like, and they dropped the boy off, the Asian boy, this is my thing. They never confirmed that he was 14. They never saw any ID. Yeah. They never saw any real pictures of him. All they saw was some damn Polaroids of him. You ain't see no evidence that he lived with him. Even Niecy Nash never said that she ever seen him around there.
And she even told them, my daughter says that he goes to school with them or something.
Then if he couldn't respond, they could have at least taken him to the hospital and then said, okay, cool, if this your boyfriend, we're gonna take him to the hospital and you can come see about him tomorrow.
But as soon as he said that was his boyfriend, the police were like, You know, like,
yeah, and that's why he was like, oh, it's just gay stuff in there. Oh, it's just gay stuff. Let me get the key out of there. It's just gay stuff in there.
Yeah.
And even when they walked in the bedroom with the black guy, there is blood on the damn mattress. That's what I'm saying. Like he must have had to put like, hello, I'm Jeffrey the serial killer on his head. Then maybe they would have picked him up. But y'all, be careful out here, for real. Like, watch your drinks. Yes. Watch yourself around these people.
And don't be going home with just anybody.
Don't be going home with no goddamn
Ain't
body.
No penis worth it.
Vibes, even from people you've been on dates with. Yeah. Watch your shit around them, because these people, especially nowadays, because I feel like a lot of these shows and stuff don't be doing them but giving motherfuckers ideas. Yeah. It don't be giving them. They be honing their little craft. Their craft is nasty. Be careful. I don't care nothing about, oh, this what everybody be doing. They say everybody, you need to take care of you.
To thine own self, be true.
For real. Like, keep on.
Look, I just,
because that's a damn mess.
And then the kicking part is that it's come out now that the families of his victims did not approve the show. They are not receiving any profits.
Yeah.
And that's kind of heartbreaking, because it's kind of like, to me, if you're going to tell a true story, and especially a story like this, it's almost, to me, impertinent that you reach out to the family.
Yeah. When the AKA say, if you tell a story, you tell the whole darn story. Do that part.
Because I think it's almost like a spit in their face to, like,
it is
to really, like, to tell their family members stories and not even, like, reach out to them, or at least give them the profits, or like something. You just
see. And I always wonder, when you playing a character, and I guess that's up to the actor or the actress, when you actually playing a real person, don't most people reach out to the families, or like reach out?
I think it depends.
I guess maybe if they open to the whole thing, but
because technically the story is public knowledge, so they didn't have to get their approval or their sign off, like like how they would do, like almost with like somebody's autobiography or something like that,
right? Yeah.
So they didn't, but
even that, some of that stuff, like the rights have to be sold to somebody. So if they acquire the rights to his story, then so be it. But I do think, I mean, maybe that's too much like right for them to actually be like, well, we want you to at least be a part of it or something. Like when she did the Central Park 5 movie, they were all a part of it. So like, why not do things correctly?
Because I don't think the families, at least from the article that I read, from one of the girls who was related to one of the victims, she said they're tired of them like how many, because I guess I didn't know that there were other like shows and movies and things about the story. So the family is actually tired of the story keep being retold, because it's like you're constantly reopening constantly dredging up this thing that happened, which I understand.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. I think not like they have to get past it, but they have to expect that's gonna happen, because a lot of these other like scary movies are actually based on them. So like it's kind of something that you can't control in one regard. I do think they could have more integrity and reach out to them and like do things correctly, but that's white people for you. So you know how that's gonna go. Not even just white folks, because it's people be shady. But like I do think they could do that just to do that just do, but I don't think you gonna stop them. You know how many documentaries it is about him? They've already had one on Netflix, so that's how I knew some of the facts that they were saying in the thing was true. And or like the guy who they talked about in there, Ed Gein. You know how many movies it is about him? Or like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is kind of loosely based off him. Or even the guy, the clown guy.
That they showed the little clip of.
There's so many shows about him, and his was very creepy because he was a fucking creep. So like
serial killers in general just.
I think it's really like eerie to me that somebody's mind
is that sick,
and that you don't know where these people are. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what is crazy to me.
Yeah, no, I definitely, if Jeffrey Dahmer was still like alive, I'd definitely be kind of like,
But it's people out there like, we live in the South. It's woods everywhere.
That's my biggest fear. Honestly, one of my biggest fears is getting eaten, and I know that's like some wild shit.
I wonder would I taste good?
No, I don't give a fuck. Like shit like that. Cannibalism is terrifying to me.
Kidding.
Cannibalism is terrifying to me. Like that you could like do like eat a human.
Yeah,
like shit like that be mind-boggling to me.
It is. It's crazy. The fact that people like go there, that's crazy to me. Like, but a lot of these people, they are crazy.
Wasn't it a black guy like that too, who's serial killing and eating people, or was he just killing people? Because wasn't that the guy who was in like Georgia or something, killing all them kids? Wasn't he black?
Mm-hmm. Supposedly, allegedly, because honestly, if you watch that documentary, it's on HBO Max. Yeah. I don't think that man killed all them folks. I think he did something, but I don't think he killed all of them. But see, a lot of these people, when they be killing and it's already something going on, they'll start killing people like victims, so they can stay under the radar. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all got to be careful for real. Everybody got to be careful. And now, like when people be out here doing organ harvesting and all this crazy stuff
on the black market,
like
because the kidney go for a good like 60-70 grand,
or even just like sex slavery, or like just being kidnapped or whatever.
I told y'all on this podcast before, Birmingham is a sex trafficking hub, so y'all better fucking watch
one of
your
the major
back.
Like sex trafficking highways goes right through Birmingham.
Yeah, I-65. So, I think that's so. It's either I-20 or I-65.
Documentary on that too.
Yeah, y'all just be careful. Moving on to the next movie. What's this Jazz Man's Blues or whatever the fuck? I'm gonna let you start.
Okay. Tyler Perry. We love you, okay? I'm
a fan. I'm really a fan.
And like I've been a Tyler Perry fan since maybe elementary school.
Hell, since the fucking like the plays.
The early plays. The early plays are like my favorite. Ooh. Like family, what's it called? Family Reunion, when he came in with the red,
and Meet the Browns,
like all of them. This can't be no 17 years in the making movie.
The culmination of this. What he said? This is the culmination of 17 years and my hardest work I've ever done. Well, do better, cause goddamn.
Okay, takeaways. This movie taught me that movie quality for his movies could absolutely be better.
Yes.
The movie quality for the movies and the shows could absolutely be better, because this movie quality was great. It did not look like it was on like shot on the iPhone or something.
Like that other movie.
And that ain't even no shade to the iPhone.
What was that other movie he came out with? And it damn sure looked like I shot that shit on my phone. The one, what was it with the lady? And the wigs and that was trash.
Yeah.
What was that movie? Damn.
I know what you're talking about.
And it was a good movie.
With Felicia Rashad.
Yeah. And Cicely Tyson.
Yeah. So that let me know that he's capable. He just don't be doing it. So I don't know if the budgets don't always be there, or what the case is. But that let me know that you be playing in our face. 1, 2. I feel like this like storyline is like, let's put all of the like melodramatic civil rights storylines in a bucket, and then we're just gonna blindfold ourselves.
It was like The Color Purple. What's the other shit? A little bit of Mo Better Blues. A little bit of The Notebook.
A lot of The Notebook.
Right. It was like when you were watching it, it's like I seen this before. Something about this seems familiar.
It just felt so like predictable, and like it felt very Tyler Perry.
Yeah,
it did. Like, okay, the Bayou and Bucket.
I fucking hate Bucket. Bucket need to be a white woman. First, let's start here. At the very end, that was a white woman. Why the fuck did he not get a fucking mixed black or a light-skinned black woman to play that old ass like that was an old ass white lady?
At least put a brown wig on her.
You had that old ass white lady.
I ain't like that.
Playing a black woman at the very end.
That's like at the end of that movie with what was that movie with Journey Smollett when she got AIDS? And at the end of the movie, everybody was old, but Brandy came out. She was the same age.
That's Tyler Perry too. Come on, Tyler. It's called continuity. Because we know that was a white lady. You know it was a white woman.
Lord have mercy.
And then let's get to Bucket's character. I don't like how you tried to make her the victim. Because if anybody in this whole motherfucking movie was the damn villain, it was her.
She was.
Y'all tried to make that woman mama the villain? No. Y'all tried to make the white man the sheriff? Oh, no. People. Real villain.
Yeah.
She did not give a fuck about nobody. She didn't really give a fuck about Bayou. And if we were being honest, if he wasn't the only motherfucker to really pay like actual attention to her, she would not have given a fuck about him.
Yeah. This is my thing. Let's talk about also how Bayou played a role in his own demise. Okay, so
you walked into your death.
Why would you even like at that kind of a time? If a white man, and then it's like a little bit of the Emmett Till story with the whistling of the white woman. It was just so like, really, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
no originality.
Like, huh?
Because the juke joint shit gave me color fucking purple.
Yeah, the juke joint did give me color purple. And
honestly, the way the mama was singing,
it gave me a little bit of Idlewild. Like when they got to
it's
Chicago.
Another movie they had like a little juke joint going on shit in it too, kind of like
it's
that.
So many like
it's
that.
so many.
Yeah. And honestly, okay, now I'll say the part of the movie that I liked was the fact that Bayou became like the star.
Yeah.
And then like his brother was mad. Okay, I like that part. But it never said why the dad treated him like that.
They had different daddies. That's what the light skin.
Well, yeah, said. But I wish that it was like explored like more instead of like a one-off line like, oh, that's my son right there. Like I wish it was like he had went in. So it's for him, for Tyler Perry, it'd be the details for me. Like some of the details don't get like expounded upon enough. I feel like the movie like be moving along too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Tyler Perry hates black men. Ride with me on this.
He could.
If you pay attention to all the movies and his TV shows, the main like strong characters are always black women. Now, I have nothing wrong with that. But also, if you pay attention, in most of his movies, the niggas don't be shit. Like majority of the main characters are never like good men from the beginning. They might like now at the very, very end after they go,
they might come back. Yeah,
they might like kind of like how Charles did in Dying That Black Woman. But really, if you pay attention, a lot of his stuff like is not in favor of black men. It's kind of like making them look like shit.
But that interview he did with Kevin Hart, he talked about how like his own dad was very mean to him, and he had more of a relationship with his mother, and so excuse me, and so I think that is some deep rooted trauma. Like to this day, he actually still takes care of his dad, but he doesn't talk to him. He's just like financially responsible for him, but you know what I'm saying? I think that that's a part in his like lived experience. And he also said that he always used to want his mom or like the women in his family. He always used to want to be like, why don't you just get away from these men? Or why don't you just whatever? So I feel like he has like, you know how people cope and they write stories, like of a world they would want to live in. In his world, I think that's how he sees a lot of men, and then that's how he sees women, and it just comes out in that kind of writing. But this is why we always say on here that he needs to have like another writer. Like he needs a team of people, because I think other people could like expound on things more, give him better ideas, more like nuanced ideas, and it would push him along so much, but for him, because I know people feel like if it ain't broke, I'm not gonna fix it. Because he literally said that on Kevin Hart. He was like, people be trying to tell you something about a machine that's working,
but just because it's working don't mean it's right.
But see, his audience, I feel like it's not necessarily us.
No,
that's what the thing is. Like he has identified his audience, and they are boomers because they loved it.
My mama, I wish I could have seen my face when my mama's face when I told her I wasn't like the biggest fan of the movie. She was like, "Huh?" And then I told her like all the reasoning like we've told on this, and she was like, "Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion."
Bitch, I don't give a fuck what you say. That movie was good.
And I think it's because like, but it's like it's so many more stories to tell than this fucking same like.
I would have loved to have seen
sharecropper ass, slavery ass, civil rights ass. You know, the white man coming after the black man and hanging them, and I like it's just like and Tyler Perry, y'all. I don't think y'all realize, and the reason why we say this so much is because I don't think y'all realize who the fuck Tyler Perry is. This nigga, he's the only. If I'm correct, the only black man to have his own production studio with sound stages and all the shit that he has in Atlanta. So for you to be this multi-billionaire director, writer, and all that, and you constantly putting out fucking like black trauma shit, is fucking tiring. Like it's like it's annoying because it's like we live this shit already.
I would have loved for it to have just been like a regular
love story,
or
like the photograph.
I would have liked for it to have been like, okay, the guy at the beginning, obviously he thinks he's white, you know, so he on the TV talking all the shit, whatever. Come to find out, he got way more nigga in him than he ever thought. Okay, he ain't even half white.
I still don't know about that one, because that was a white ass baby.
That was a very white.
That was a Caucasian baby.
And in genetics defense, you don't know how these kids.
I mean, and his mama was like, so
yeah, you know. Like he just took off after her family, and she was playing a very dangerous game. Because if that baby had came out black like us, baby, you would have been right next to damn.
That's why I fucking hate her. Like it was like. She was so dense. She was dense. Or it wasn't dense. It was like, again, she was just selfish. Like she only cared about her. Like it was always like, you all I got. You the only person who care about me. Yeah. You the only person who here for me.
Because even with Sitsi, when Sitsi was about to leave, she was like, well, if you leave me, I'll be here by myself. You literally almost just got this man killed. Huh? They would have done better just going ahead and like leaving together. Like, just get your things and leave. You know what I'm saying?
And she was a dumb bitch, because how you gonna sit at this table and look this white man in the face and say, I'm gonna go back home, and you think he gonna let your ass walk up out of there?
Then after he said that he would basically kill her, she gonna say to Bayou when she was sitting in the car, well, I think if I tell him I'm black, he might respond well to it.
The nigga done told you if you even think about leaving.
Bitch, was you listening?
She was just dumb. Like everything about her was just dumb. And I was so happy when that girl fired her ass back up, because Sissy or whatever name was, she was a good one. Because the moment she started talking to me crazy, I would have been like, Mr. So-and-so, she a black bitch. She is blacker than fucking tar. I would have fucking blew that shit up.
Yeah, that's why she was like, what she said? No, thank you, Miss Bucket.
And she slapped the fuck out of her. And
how'd you know it was me? Bitch, you ain't got nothing but a roller wrap and some lipstick on. Stop playing with me.
You know who you is. You act like we just didn't see you a couple years ago. Did you join? You ain't changed
that's what
much.
I'm saying. Like, it's that kind of stuff. Like, it's very dense. Like, the storyline could have had some more like meat to it. That's what I be thinking. But it was just,
again, do better. And I don't know, Mr. Tyler, if you see this, because we can help you,
please.
Like, we can really take you. Because if I'm not mistaken, he ain't won no Oscars, has he? So I'm just saying.
I mean, we ain't either. But here's the thing:
we ain't. But it's one thing that I had the opportunity and to not do it. It's another thing where you've been in the game how long, and I don't even think your ass been nominated. And not to say, because the Oscars are kind of racist, but
no comment in it.
But still, I'm just
it's because of stuff like that. It's because of stuff like that, like the flow of the movie. It doesn't make sense.
And white people don't want to watch that shit.
And then it kind of hops from like one extreme to the other too. Because even like the brother telling on him, it gave me you remember that movie Good Deeds? I like him and the brother didn't get along. It gave me Good Deeds vibes.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, even that. And it's like his brother is so terrible because he literally brought his brother down there. He could have left his ass at home and let his ass overdose for real. But he was.
That's really what I was waiting on.
Me too.
I ain't gonna lie. Cause when the what's his name, the little German man had like walked out, and when he came back, he's like, I got something to tell you. I was like, oh, the brother dead.
Me too.
He didn't find.
I was about to say good,
right? Cause Jesus,
motherfucker.
He was
too much.
Now I will say I did like the part where they had the little meeting of the minds, I guess, or where the Jewish guy, he explained to him like how his family died and how he like kind of told him, I relate to you and I understand, because I do think like a lot of times when you look back on history and a lot of Black people talk about like Jews and the whole Holocaust, there's a disconnect, but it's actually like very similar in a lot of ways. So I did kind of like that, where they showed that moment where there was like a connection with the stories.
I didn't like that part. I feel like it could have been took out. And I'm being honest with you, Tyler Perry, he be having too long of like monologues.
That white man did have a long ass monologue.
That was a very long and unnecessary monologue. Yeah. At any moment, I'm thinking the Klan could be coming up the damn street, looking for y'all ass. So we ain't got time to be standing outside. Y'all could be talking about this in the car.
Yeah, it was like the homeboy did have like a long moment where he just was staring off into the distance.
Yeah,
and didn't say shit. I was like,
what the fuck is going on?
But I did like the moment. I just, again, Tyler,
I do think that in real life we could relate on more, because I ain't gonna say it was the same, because obviously they don't be liking our ass either.
No, true, yeah, but I think that there's a lot of similarities that both parties could see in each other if they wanted to.
If they wanted to, but they don't. Because a lot of times they don't be liking it.
I mean, at the end of the day, white people gonna white people.
Right. They don't like it themselves.
Europeans is going European.
So, no. But, yeah.
And we're gonna end on a positive note, because this movie was
so good.
If they don't fucking get no Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. But if they don't, I'm just gonna say, because this shit was fucking phenomenal. I don't have anything bad.
Nothing bad to say.
I have nothing bad, and we're talking about The Woman King.
The Woman King.
The Woman King.
The woman
who has Viola Davis. And I can't remember all the young ladies' names. I'm sorry, because a lot of y'all, I'm just gonna be honest, and it's a little difficult to pronounce. But you know who you are. But my favorite character was Igosi. Okay, you know who you are, Miss Ma'am. Rest in peace to Igosi, because she was just like, I love women who, like, she was so strong, but she still had fun in the midst. It wasn't like I'm just hard body. She still laughed. She still smiled. She still sung. All of them still sung.
Hated the reason why she died was kind of like, I can't remember the main character's name, but remember she had talked to her about like going back to help her friend.
Yeah.
And she was like, you want to go back to help your friend?
And she died.
And she died trying to do that. And so, I don't know. I love seeing anything that puts us in like such a positive light, Tyler Perry.
And teaches us something new.
It teaches us something new.
Because this was a true story.
It really told like a whole story. Now, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Because, you know, have you seen the article where, you know, Lupita Nyong'o was supposed to be in the movie originally, I think, instead of Viola Davis. And she actually dropped out because the part about them, like, trying to get enslaved people away from them, that's not true. It's kind of like loosely based on that, and when actually their tribe was helping them. And so that's one of the reasons why Lupita dropped out of the movie, because she felt like she didn't want to be a part of something that was telling a lie, basically. So I do think we need to add that in, just to say, like, all of it isn't, you know, when you make a movie and it says based off a true story, the based off a true story could be that she went and walked across the street.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be the whole thing. Yeah. So, but their tribe was like how they said initially, it was giving people to the slavers and stuff, but it's not all true that they them bad. And that's not true, but the movie itself is really, really good. I think it has such a great message,
and they did all their stunts.
They did all their stunts. I like seeing just like kick ass, like strong women, and I like how they were working together. I like how they had each other's back,
and the respect that they had from the men in their fucking tribe. Oh my good, like the regards, because you don't see that a lot. You really don't see that a lot on TV or in movies, where like when they walked in, everybody bowed.
Tyler Perry,
everybody bowed. Not just the women and the kids and the Everybody.
He in time out.
Even the men in the army were like they showed respect
because they was some bad bitches. It ain't no other way to say it. Bad bitches.
So I almost cried like within the first 10 minutes because it was just when they were walking through the community, the community to get into the, I guess, I don't know what you call it, the main castle or the main kingdom. It was just like the level, the respect was radiating. It was
I think it's so important to see ourselves like in different ways, like because a lot of times when you do see powerful Black women or like those images, then they're like kind of bitchy, or they so depressed because they don't have a man, or
they sleeping with the white man. Olivia Pope, no offense,
you know. But the girls, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always like is she successful, but or you know, she's dealing with trauma, or even like with being Mary Jane, she slept with every fucking body she met, like, and then that was adding to the whole like trauma that she was going through, and she couldn't have any good relationships and stuff. So like I love just seeing them, like, even though they were nuanced and they had trauma, they used it to push them forward. You know what I'm saying? They still had their eye on like what they were doing, and they didn't let it define who they were. And I think that's a great message to show people now, especially our little Black girls, because I think we need to see more than just like legs and hips and body. Like I hate to be Cicely Tyson, but you are more than your hips and your thighs. I think
honestly,
as women, we just have to like be different, because otherwise we're gonna be as dense as a bucket, baby.
Yes,
you ain't be able to really keep no man if you can't have no conversation. Like we're gonna have to be more than just like filters and makeup and hair and BBLs and all the things. Fashions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your character, your integrity, your honesty, like, you know, the inside, like let your beauty radiate from the inside out. I think that was a really good message.
And the biggest, I would say, for me was the sisterhood of it all. Like the real sisterhood, because man, these people get on these shows, you know, the Basketball Wives and the Love and Hip Hops and the Real Housewives of it all, and I watch the shit. You know, I watch all of it, and they talk about, oh, it's a sisterhood, but them women be calling each other bitches and hoes and saying everything out,
calling them out each other names,
telling each other business and all of that. But this was like the true, to me, like a real version of sisterhood, where you saw people, they saw each other weaknesses and they didn't like bash them for that, but they helped them become stronger. And then even when that girl was like trying to say something to the main character, I can't remember, she was like, don't do that. Like, people who can check you and hold you accountable, and it's not coming from this like place of malice. It's just because we gotta work together, so you can't be bad, then you ain't gonna have my back. You know what I'm saying? Like they kept telling Viola Davis's daughter's character, like, you're not the only one. Like, you're not the only one. Like, we
all about you
together. We move together. We move as a team. Like, so it was a lot of messaging. If you haven't seen it, I would encourage you to go see it, because again, like, it was just so beautiful, and I have never seen anything like that. So I hope that shout out to the director. I forgot her name. I'm so sorry, but she's directed several things.
Gina Prince Blythewood or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
I want to say she's the director of
Love and Basketball.
Love and Basketball. We're gonna talk about that on the episode, because
we can do a whole episode about 90s film and TV and how I need the resurgence to come back, because the shit y'all keep putting out, I'm so tired of some of this Tubi ass and all black channel ass, ghetto ass shit.
I'm just tired of seeing
everybody don't need a camera.
Same movies being remixed. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm tired of.
And then all the good shit always gets canceled, because I still ain't forgave y'all for Lovecraft Country. But that's for another day. Words. That's for another day.
So in conclusion, Tyler Perry,
do better.
Because you know what?
Can we title this episode Tyler Perry Do Better? Because God, if you come out with one more thing, I'm gonna start the hashtag Do Better Tyler campaign on Twitter,
please,
because we're tired.
Just like these characters. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up, because we be trying to keep these episodes, you know.
YouTube don't like when we have long ass episodes.
I know we already an hour in, but watch your mouth. You
not too much. Ain't that what I heard me saying on TikTok? Not too much now.
Okay. You know, you can follow us on everything. All our ad names are below. You can find me on Instagram at Jessie JESSI _Monique MONIQUE, and that's 2 E's on the end for Twitter.
And then you can follow me on Instagram at The Real Aubrey Ayana, and then it's at _Aubrey Ayana _ on Twitter.
That's right, boo. Thank you so much for watching, and we're gonna see y'all next week. Episode.
You know I'm pretty, but I'm cold-hearted. So bitch, do not get me started. Cause then I'ma make you a target. Let's go. If it's smoking, hope the spark. Hey, I still love my nigga from time to time. I just be fucking up. Babe, if you can hear me, I love you in the way you suck it up.